Hi, I'm going to leave a link to the video that I just made today. I'm going to leave a link to it under this. I ask you to watch it and check through the links underneath it. And I need people who are intelligent, compassionately, connected to reality, who are perhaps confused between the varying rhetorics that are going around in this world at the moment. To the people who are afraid because they feel threatened by Muslim terrorists, or they're Muslims who feel threatened by far-right British extremists, okay? All we need to understand, anybody who can have the intelligence to see through the amount of dislikes this video's probably got before you even watch it, to stand together now, to unite, okay? Because it's humanity versus terrorism. We cannot allow terrorists to rule us. We need to accept our government is a terrorist organisation. We need to accept that the terrorist organisation that is this present banking system, controlled by Zionists who claim they are Jews. That is the real terrorist. That's the terrorist threat. And it is humanity. And we cannot defeat them with bombs, bullets, riots, damaging property. These things will not defeat them. Never. That's what they thrive on. That's what they thrive on. Hate and violence. Okay? All created out of their insane judgments, because they are insane, and they create those situations in order to inspire and support a judgment that then will support their terrorist actions on every side. And they feed off each other. And the whole purpose of that battle, which has been created and orchestrated and controlled by the global criminal cabal who's controlling the present banking system. And it's specifically so that they can rob and rape and kill the good people of Earth, because they want to take control over our entire planet, and they need justifications for their vile and sadistic actions, and not one of them are operating on behalf of God, who may be called Jah or Allah. None of them are operating on behalf of God. All the good people of this earth, whether they believe in universal intelligence or not, if you believe in your human rights, if you believe your child has a right to be protected from criminals, if you believe that the global corporations and their evil bankers and their terrorist governments have no right to impose a debt on your children and their children and their children and their children forever and ever, because the debt, as they've said, is unrepayable. If you believe they have no right to dump their criminally accumulated debt on the next generation, then of every faith, of every ethnicity, of every nation, stand together and speak out loud now. And we need to come together and support each other. And we need to do it in every community. And come together as a nation, make connections, community between community. Yes, they will send in infiltrators. Recognise the infiltrators straight away. They will always be causing division. They will be criticising anybody who's speaking intelligently. Okay? They will appear very charismatic and educated and knowledgeable. Be aware. Watch out for the wolves in sheep's clothing, who will do everything in their power. Don't unite under a common name. All have your own different name groups, so that the opposition can't organise attacks and then claim that it's our group that's done it, because that's another tactic that they use. Be aware, get intelligent, understand the levels of sophistication that the mechanisms of this present PSYOP has been operating in our country. Understand that you are intelligent beings. You were created by universal golden light, okay, that wrote our DNA. You are universal beings, and you have rights as universal human beings, and a lot more rights than this terrorist government has been granting. In fact, we've been denied our human rights, and now they want to scrap them. And as Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Just because our rights, our human rights, have barely been satisfied does not mean that we should just sit quietly back and let them scrap them, and meanwhile take over our entire nation with their global corporations and dump a huge unrepayable debt on every future generation. No. So we need to get together, come together, every community, the people who support human rights, come together, get united, have house parties, gatherings, dinners, meetings at your local community halls. Get active, because we need to show now, we need to stand up now for the next generation, okay? And we need to confront this and to eradicate hate from our societies and lawlessness, because it is time that we had a law, okay? We need laws to protect us from criminal bankers. We need laws to protect our children from pedo sadists. We need laws that will arrest anybody, no matter how rich or what high status they have. They will suffer the same consequences for their criminal actions as the poorest person. That's the law. That's the universal law for universal beings. And we all have that. That's our human rights, isn't it? To have that. That's a human society. A human society cannot thrive where criminals can get away with every crime because they've got a lump of gold. And this is what I'm saying, you know, that I'm asking, please, please, please have faith, you know. And what I'm saying to you is true. I did witness the golden light being of universal intelligence. I did receive the message of universal law of abundance and compassion in an energy of bliss. Those things did happen. It wasn't a hallucination. It wasn't a psychotic experience. It was a confirmation of an epiphany that I'd had 2 weeks before. And it was an epiphany that came very unexpected, because it was knowledge about something that I hadn't even dreamt I was addressing at the point of starting my work. And as I say, what was my work? I was trying to understand the reasons for the discord in our world, and and that it does fundamentally revolve around the division between male and female, and the disempowerment of the female and the empowerment of the male, the might equals right philosophy, and trying to understand why God seemed to support that as well, and then suddenly having an epiphany that we don't die, that we're spiritual beings, we do really have a soul, it's real. And I knew it as I know the tree outside is real. Oh, what? And then 2 weeks later, I'm witnessing an event of universal light being. Golden light. Golden light. And now I do understand that the material gold has been used as a distraction by deceivers and con merchants, the wolves, who don't want to live by the law. They don't want to respect a woman's rights. They don't want to respect a child's rights. They want to be free to abuse and do what they like to life, and never face any consequences for it. Let the innocent suffer the consequences. And that's the way this society's been operating. The rich have been dumping their karmic debt on the poor. We're the ones that cry the tears. We're the ones that feel the pain. We're the ones that shed the blood. And Bob Marley say it all. And to the Muslim people and the British people, check out Ayatollah Burajurdi. Okay, I'll leave you a link to that video under this one. Please understand that these terrorist organisations are all controlled by the same puppet masters who are controlling our money supply, so-called money supply, and who have orchestrated this banking collapse. It was all planned. And now they want to set the Goyim at each other's throats. And this is the real terrorist threat, not the Muslim, no. Because that isn't Islam. That's just understand that ISIS and all the kind of Muslim that call themselves Muslim, that support that kind of antiquated, radical theology, okay? They're either very confused, they're either suffering from trauma because they've been persecuted and abused, maimed, injured, lost family relatives through the antics of the New World Order cronies. And so they've become enraged enough to go and become a suicide bomber, and then they get recruited by the puppet masters. They kill the man's children under guise of being British soldiers. The British soldiers do it because they think that these people are the enemy. It is all a lie, horrible lie, confusion, all there. You know, the British soldiers, the British military, the British police. I know that a lot of people are confused at the moment by the media rhetoric. But we need to understand now this is a facade. Tear it down. Get real. Get with your human self. Because first and foremost you are human. Whether you're a policeman or a soldier or a nurse or whatever you are, first and foremost you are a human being. And humanity was created by this universe to be an intelligent species and live happily on this beautiful, amazing planet that is a miracle. And we know it's a miracle. How many more have they found with their super duper telescopes? None. Possible, but no. And life is very, very precious. And they are now enacting out their evil plan which is written on the Georgia Guidestones. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. Go and read the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain a human population of under 500 million, it says, the first statement. Well, all the other statements are alright. Yeah, we'll have those, thank you very much. But you know, nobody's going to maintain us because we're not stock. And they're trying to tell us, after subjugating us for centuries with their version of God, okay, well, God created humanity and said, go forth and multiply, okay, and we were not told to multiply so we could all be killed off in a giant cult that's going to destroy 2/3 of our planet. That, no, because only a devil would ask that. No, we were asked to multiply because John knew the evils of insanity and knew how the insanity would take over us, and that at this time on earth there would be needed a huge multitude of people to finally defeat this insanity and put it in its place, to arrest it and be vigilant for it, as Jesus requested. Be vigilant. The afflicted will always be with you. Be vigilant. The afflicted, people who want to rape, rob and kill and abuse children. Be vigilant. And today we have ways of perhaps helping these people, curing them even. But we need to be vigilant. We do not put them in power. At the moment, they're in power. And it is up to the sane people of power to root out the insane amongst you, the afflicted. Because if you keep your mouth shut and you ignore their crimes, you are complicit. And it's I can't express how serious it is. And you won't hear this on the BBC, but our planet is in a very, very serious situation, and we do need to change now. Okay, it should have been yesterday. That's how urgent it is. But we have all the time that we need. So we don't need to panic. All we need to do is reach out to each other, reach out to your friends, your neighbours, talk. If you're part of a church group, go to a mosque. If you're part of a mosque group, go to a church, reach out. We need to come together, and we need to say no, because we're not Goyim. And we refuse to be at each other's throats. If there's going to be any fighting to be done, it will be fighting for our rights against the insanity that wants to remove them.